What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that everyone has been asking me about lately on my stream, in the comments of all my videos, and that's going to be the pre-nerf versus post-nerf raids and heroics, and how do I feel about what Blizzard is deciding to do going forward, which they haven't really decided anything yet, right? They're just testing right now. Currently, the state that we're in on the PTR, which is what I'm on currently in this video, is we have pre-nerf heroics and post-nerf raids. Karazhan, Gruul's Lair, and Magtheridon's Lair. I know a lot of you in the comments are basically saying that we need pre-nerf status for all of these things because it's going to increase the longevity of TBC. The shelf life's going to be longer. It's going to stay alive for a lot longer. And I'll be honest with you, you guys know that I'm usually pretty controversial and I have no problem sharing my thoughts and opinions. I don't think this is the case at all. Now, for me, I don't think any of it is an issue. I could deal with pre-nerf. I could deal with post-nerf. I'm a little bit above average player. I'm not the best. I don't really find any of it that challenging. And I personally don't see pre-nerf making me play longer. I'm going to play regardless, right? But there is this stigma, I guess, that people have with saying that post-nerf everything is going to be too easy. People are going to quit way sooner. People are going to stop playing. And here is my take on that. I truly don't believe this. I actually think that releasing everything in a post-nerf state is just better for the entire player base, right? The only thing that comes with pre-nerf is going to be more gatekeeping for the casual players, which more than half of the player base is casual, whether you like it or not. And that's a good thing, right? Casual players are usually what keep MMOs alive, especially MMOs. A lot of games, but especially MMOs. So when you start catering to more of the sweaty player base, the casuals are going to have a hard time, and then they're going to get burnt out and quit. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Whether you release everything pre-nerf or post-nerf, those sweaty players are going to either keep playing or quit regardless. They're not going to quit because it's in a post-nerf state, and they're not going to keep playing because it's in a post-nerf state. If someone had the intentions of coming back to TBC, which this is a lot of people and a lot of sweaty players, they have the intentions of coming back to TBC, playing phase one and then quitting. You don't know how many people I've heard this from. So those people are going to do that regardless of post-nerf or pre-nerf. The people who are going to keep playing are the casuals that really take maybe 3 or 4 months to get their first level 70, and they probably don't even step foot into Karazhan until SSC and TK are out in the game, right? These are the players that Blizzard is going to cater to when they do these post-nerf launches, which I hope they do, because casual players keep the game alive. None of it is a challenge for a lot of people that are good at the game, that are, I would say, average or above, right? It's not hard. No one is coming back to play TBC for a third time because they want it to be hard. Let's understand that. And if you are someone that's coming back because you want hard raids, I mean, you could literally just go play retail. There's hard raids there. And you got to understand that for the casual players, which is more than half of the people that play Classic WoW, there's way more casuals than sweats. For those people, even post-nerf is going to be a slight challenge, right? For the pre-nerf raiders that want pre-nerf, the sweats, the really good players, pre-nerf's not going to be hard, post-nerf's not going to be hard. It doesn't matter. They're going to clear the content regardless, is my point, okay? That's how I look at it. I'm going to clear the content no matter what it is. Post-nerf, pre-nerf, whatever. I would actually rather them just make it accessible. The only thing that comes along with the pre-nerf stuff is now you're just adding a layer of gatekeeping for the casual and just below average player, or even just the average player, which I personally don't think is fair. This is the third re-release of TBC. No one wants this to be hard. Let's just let everyone play and have a good time. I think that is the right decision. I know Blizzard is going to listen to community feedback, which I think is also a good thing. And you know what? At the end of the day, if more people say they want pre-nerf than post-nerf, if that's what people want, that's what people want. I have no issue with it. I'm just looking out for the casual player. I'm looking out for the player base that's going to keep TBC running. The people who do take a long time to level characters. You know, I'm not talking about the people who are going to have 5 level 70s doing split runs by week 3 or week 4. They're going to play regardless. And you know what? If they quit, though, they were going to quit regardless anyway. They're not going to quit because it's in a post-nerf state. And that I really do stand on that. And I think that that is super important for Blizzard to recognize. Now, I do feel that there is a really, really good way Blizzard can go about figuring out if this is the right decision or not. They could just poll the community. Everyone who has an active sub or is actively playing Anniversary with intentions of moving into the Burning Crusade and playing TBC Anniversary should answer a polling system. And in the polling system, it should break down what pre-nerf means and what post-nerf means. What actually are the nerfs, right? The nerfs aren't just to health or damage or anything. They're all different for everything, right? Look at Magtheridon's Lair. Clicking your cubes, you don't get a debuff, right? So it's a lot easier. You just have one person clicking on a cube and then a backup for that person if they died, instead of having to cycle through a bunch of people. This really does make it a lot easier. Now, is that mechanic hard for sweaty players in the pre-nerf state? Absolutely not. They're almost never going to mess it up. But in a pre-nerf state for a casual raiding experience or a pug, it's going to be an issue, right? You're going to have a lot of wipes, people who get disconnected, people who get, you know, wife aggro or husband aggro, whatever, in the middle of that pull and forget to click. Now you wipe the raid. Now people leave. It just creates a really weird experience. And I cleared Gruul Mag this weekend on the PTR, one shot at all, no problem, and with scuffed pulls, with people playing with, you know, not their correct UI, no weak auras, no add-ons. Half the raid doesn't have that. I didn't. I played completely raw. We got to take this thing out. Get this thing away from me. And I think that what I really learned and what I saw from that... Hold on, let's just get rid of this thing. What I learned and what I saw from that was basically that post-nerf status allows for, you know, mess-ups. It allows for those screw-ups, those scuffed pulls, your tank getting one shot off the rip randomly. We recovered. That happened in all of our pulls. Someone randomly pulled Mag, you know, with their pet. And that's okay. People are going to do that. It's going to happen. There's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the game. When you're playing with 25 other people, it's bound to happen. But releasing all of this stuff in a post-nerf status allows for that to happen, and you could still recover, have a good time, not wipe. We didn't wipe once. We one-shot everything in like under an hour. It was still fun. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Will I still raid and clear and have a good time pre-nerf? Absolutely. I'm just looking out for more of that player base that maybe didn't get to experience any of this content last time, or they didn't play back in the day and they weren't around for Classic this time. There's a lot of people that came into TBC new this time, a lot of new players, which I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I get the comments, I get the whispers in game. These people are new. This is the first time they're ever playing Classic WoW. These people are going to enjoy themselves in a post-nerf status. I do truly believe it's going to be healthier for TBC overall. I think it'll make TBC live a lot longer if we get that. And this is kind of crazy that we keep aggroing these things. It's kind of really annoying. So we're going to just back up and we're going to just kill it because it's annoying me. And I just wanted to make this video in hopes that maybe Blizzard sees it and kind of listens to my take on this. I know there's a lot of you out there that are crying for pre-nerf, and I get it. But you got to understand that for a lot of the player base, pre-nerf is going to be too much. Whereas for the good players, pre-nerf, post-nerf, it's all going to feel relatively the same for us. It's not going to make that big of a difference. If you're going to quit because you're bored because it's post-nerf, you were probably going to quit regardless. Let's be real. Let's not sugarcoat it. Like, if that's how you feel, you're going to quit anyway. And that's my take on it. I just wanted to make this video and hope maybe one of the devs sees it, and maybe they can do a poll. I think a poll would be fantastic. If they could just launch a poll and ask people and explain in pre-nerf, this is how the raids will be. In post-nerf, this is what changes. This is how much easier it is. Give us a statistic, a percentage. It's 37% easier in post-nerf status, which means that 75% of the player base will actually get to clear content this time. Seeing these numbers would make a big difference in how people feel about it. Listen, I get it. My sweaty boys, the pre-nerf boys, I get it. You know what I mean? But my casuals, I get it too. I understand why people are on both sides of this fence. My personal opinion is that post-nerf is going to be better. It's going to make the game overall more accessible. It's going to get rid of a lot of gatekeeping. And I think that gatekeeping in a 20-plus-year-old game on the third launch of this expansion is kind of silly at this point. But we know it'll happen if we get, especially if we get pre-nerf status raids and heroics. Heroics, don't even get me started. Heroics definitely should be post-nerf. People are going to have a miserable time in pre-nerf heroics. Let's be real. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, super important. We are recruiting in the tavern. We are on Night Slayer. We are on Horde. We are recruiting average or above players. Unfortunately, we do need to fill out our raid group for our 25 mans. We have a few slots left open. We are recruiting. You know, you just have to basically be able to know how to play your class. So not asking for giga sweat stuff, but we also don't want to carry people either. We have a lot of people who are just kind of like ex-sweaty, ex-hardcore players. We just want to clear the content and have fun. So if you are looking for a guild to raid with on Night Slayer Horde, hit me up, join the Discord from the description below, and, you know, hit up the general chat in the Discord. Someone will get you in the guild. We are trying to round out our 25-man roster for raiding in TBC. There's some slots open, so if that's something that interests you, join the Discord with the link in the description, and, you know, we'll get you in the guild, and we'll see if we can make it work. We'll see if we can get you a slot. But anyways, guys, I'm back to streaming on Twitch as the main platform. So follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/hammerdance. I stream Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern most nights. If I'm not going to be live, I usually let everyone know in the Discord, but most of the time, 5 nights a week, twitch.tv/hammerdance. Drop a follow on there. We're going to be going nuts when pre-patch launches. But anyways, like the video, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, comment down below. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one very soon.